Hello and welcome again to the Lighthouse. I am your host, Rachel, and I'm happy to have you here today. Today, I'm going to be doing something different, and I want to do a series on the 12 disciples. First, I want to explain little quickly. Remember that everything I do here, I'm trying to compress information in just 10 minutes. So I'm going to have to rush through certain things to make you understand a little bit better. And I'm trying my best to make it as simple as possible so that whoever listens to my teachings will be able to understand the spiritual way, to understand the scriptures, to be able to understand how to live the Christian life or live a spiritual life. I'd rather say spiritual life because I'm not speaking to just one sect of people. I'm speaking to all people around the world, whatever religion you are. This is not about religion or on whatever roof you are. This is all about spiritual journey because we have only one God and we are all on our way to learning and getting to live a better life so that we all can have a better world for us. So now I'll be doing a series of the 12 disciples. First, quickly, I want to explain that 12, the Bible always has a meaning. You know, we read it literally, but it's not supposed to be read literally because these scriptures come from the Jews. It came from the Jews. And then when they write stuff, it has a different connotation to it. It has a different meaning to it. So we don't just read it as a storybook or just like that. It has specific meaning. If they say Jesus was born in Bethlehem, there is a reason why Bethlehem. What is the meaning of Bethlehem? Why was he born there? There are different meanings of it. And the more we understand these meanings, the more we understand our journey and can put it into a practical use and start to better ourselves and our world. Because when we better ourselves, we better the world. So today I want to start to explain about the 12 disciples. And then we're going to make I'm going to make a series of all the 12 disciples one at a time. So today is just a simple explanation of the 12 disciples. So today, if you have your notepad and you want to write something down, this will be the perfect time to go get a cup of tea or a pad and a pen if you want to write and join me in this class. Please enjoy with me. Okay, so the 12 disciples. Why 12? The 12 disciples. What does this mean? The 12 disciples mean we have 12 qualities in our minds. We have 12 qualities in our minds that we have to train. We have to bring it into discipline. These qualities are in everyone. So I'm just going to show you a little bit briefly here. So 12 disciples. We have 12 disciples. That means that we have potentials in our minds. I've just written something, drew something here. 12 disciples represent the 12 qualities of our minds which can be controlled, which we can control and which we can discipline. So the 12 disciples are qualities in our mind. This is Rachel's mind, just looking into my mind right now. In my mind, I have 12 qualities that I have to discipline to become a better spiritual person. Okay, so now I will explain why my brain or my head, my consciousness is this big. You see, my body is right here. This is Rachel. And my mind is this big. Why? We have what we call the consciousness. Consciousness is, what did we say consciousness was? Consciousness is the Lord God, Lord, Master. This is your ruler. The Lord, Master, what is in charge? What is in charge of your life? This is God, Spirit. This is what is consciousness, the whole of this. There's something controlling this, yes? And then we have the sub consciousness. Where is my hand? There I am. Okay, subconsciousness. The subconsciousness is the slave, is a servant, the slave. So that means the consciousness, the subconsciousness is a slave to the consciousness. The subconsciousness has no emotions, it has no feelings. It just records everything you do and say. It records every information that comes in through the five senses. So when it takes it there, it just plays out. It's not trained. It's not controlled. So the five senses, the subconsciousness takes everything and it records it and impresses this information it gets and stores them. And then it starts to play out because it's not disciplined, it's not controlled. So it starts to play out. And these things, when they play out, things are happening in our lives without us knowing that the subconsciousness is just playing out things we have taken in, and it just saves them. It doesn't filter. It has no filter. The subconsciousness has no filter. So it just takes in everything inside of it, because it's the servant. It's yes, master. It says yes, master. You're watching porn all the time. It says, yes, master. This is what you love, then this is what I'm going to save. And you're being very nasty. It says, yes, master. This is what you want. This is what I'm going to save. And whatever it saves, it brings it out as an expression in your life with time. So now the 12 disciples. The 12 disciples are potentials in our mind. When they are untrained, you have to train these 12 disciples in your mind. Everything about our lives is the mind, the consciousness. All your power is in the mind, in the consciousness. If you can have control over this, you can have control over your whole life. So this is a very important thing to learn. Your mind must be controlled. So if your disciples are untrained, they're like a mob. You know, a mob, you just say, hey, come out, let's take some sticks, let's go and fight somebody. Everybody go, woo, without thinking. They don't think, they just go, yes, let's go, let's get rid of them, let's go and fight, let's take some swords and some stones and let's go and stone the prostitute. Yeah, everybody goes and stones them. Just undisciplined, untrained disciples in the minds of people causes this confusion and storms in their lives. They have no control. They're confused. Wherever the wind blows, they go. The wind blows this way. They go that way. They have no discipline and no control whatsoever. But the disciplined one becomes like a trained army. A trained army doesn't do anything unless the master says so. This is a trained disciple in your mind. It does only what the master says. Now the slave is the one that accepts anything you look in through your five senses. Your eyes, your ears, your mouth, your touch. This is a recorder of all you do, all you say, all you think, all you feel. Your servant, it serves you. Are you with me? The subconsciousness stores all information, and everything that is stored goes into your 12 disciples. Your 12 disciples are untrained. So all storms and confusion that you have in our lives come from our disciples, the 12 disciples, which is the human mind. And this human mind is in a state of sleep right now. This is why we have a world like this. This is why we have people that say they know God, but they don't really know, because they're all asleep. It's in a state of sleep. We have to awaken it. We have to discipline it. We have to train it. We have to use it for the highest good. We have to use it for the highest purpose in life. So our disciples are untrained and they are fast asleep. So until the day we awaken our disciples, look at that. When we awaken it, it says here in John 15:15, I call you not slaves. I call you not slaves. I call you not servants. I call you not slave. I call you not servants, but friends. Read it. John 15:15. I call you not slaves, but I call you friends. Because when you awaken your 12 disciples, you're no longer slaves. You're no longer under the influence. Where am I? You're no longer under the influence of the subconscious, which is a slave and a servant. And this says, I no longer call you slaves. I now call you friends. Because now you are doing the bid of your master, your Lord. This is where the control of the whole universe, are you seeing me? This is where the control of the whole universe is in my consciousness, my head, my brain. This is my brain. You have the left and the right side of the brain. My whole brain is in there. And somewhere in here, you see that little thing over there? Somewhere in there, my master is in my consciousness. It's in my consciousness. So my 12 disciples are in here and they are untrained. And I have to train them. I have to discipline them. I have to work with what is within me. And it has so many potentials to open onto me when I discipline my 12 disciples. So let us go and see what the names of the disciples are. Those of you that know, this is good. Those of you that don't, I'm going to just say the names. There are 12. You have Simon. Simon became called Peter, the rock. Then you have Andrew. You have James. You have Philip. You have Bartholomew. You have Thomas. You have Matthew. You have James, the son of Alphaeus. You have Titus. You have Simon. And you have Judas, which became Iscariot. My father usually sings a song with these names. I didn't know why he loved this song so much, but it was one of his favorite songs. And there was a meaning to it. I didn't understand it then, but now I understand it much better. It was a simple song. It goes like this: Simon, Peter, Andrew, his brother James and John, St. Philip, Bartholomew, Matthew and Thomas, James the son of Alphaeus, Titus, Simon the Canaanite, and Judas Iscariot. He will sing it with so much passion and so much love. In honor of my father, he would sing it with so much love. And I didn't understand it before, but I understand it now. That these are very important secrets, very important things to learn. They are not secrets really, but it's just misunderstanding that our whole life is built on my brain, my consciousness, see how big my head is and my body is small, my consciousness. Then I have my servant, the subconsciousness. The subconsciousness is my slave, and it does whatever I do. It repeats and saves everything that I do. So awaken your disciples. Awaken them. Learn to start using them for your good and for the good of others. And the next time we speak about this, I will be talking about the first disciple as we go along our journey together. Remember, I love you, I love you, I love you. Peace, peace, peace.